Pick up your Friday the 13th stuff at Big Bad Toy Store at the link in the description. While you can. Kaiju, Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hello there, collectors. It's Steven here, and I am bringing you another Jason review from the fine folks at NECA. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Camp Crystal Lake accessory set to go with your Jason figures. Now, it's mainly more so aimed at your NECA Jasons, but as you may see in my ultimate display video, which in there should be a nice card popping up here, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can use this with some other Jason figures you might have. Now, we do get some nice accessories here, and realistically speaking, it can really spruce up your Jason display. But what exactly do we get in this set, and how good of a quality is it? So this is going to be a new style of video getting into this review, so let me know if you like this type of opening a little bit better compared to some of the other openings that I've done. So let's get into this and take a look to see whether or not this set is worth adding into your collection. First and foremost, we're going to go ahead and talk about the main draw of this set, that Camp Crystal Lake sign. And I'm showing you here how you can put it together. And to be honest, I find this very frustrating. So first, we are going to have the two poles to the side, which are going to have little circular bases that plug into the bottom of the poles. Then we do have the main support bar where the Crystal Lake sign is going to hang. Then we get two little pieces of metal, they're little metal links, and this connection is so much of a pain because there are two hooks on the main support beam, and then there are hooks on the sign. And long story short, it is a very complicated balancing act, and you're just going to have to figure out your own specific way to get it to hang on the support beam, and once you do, then yay. It's done. So quality-wise, NECA actually managed to get all of the wood pieces to kind of look like wood here, which is very impressive because sometimes you actually can't do that. So good on NECA for doing that. The lights on this set, I really wish there was a way that they managed to actually get these to light up, but unfortunately they don't. They're just painted a nice bright yellow, which cool, but still make for a really, really nice night light. The actual Camp Crystal Lake sign in and of itself does look pretty good when you're looking at it from a distance. Up close, you can definitely see that the paint is a little touchy here and there, but at the same time, this is going to be outside. It's going to be beaten up a little bit. So yeah, I guess that's just fine. You know, it's not going to be perfect considering the fact that it's in the rain, probably going to be in the snow too. So yep, over the years from 1935 into the present day, it's not going to look perfect. What does look pretty interesting from here, though, is that they once again managed to get that wood-like feel and texture reasonably well over to this sign. Next up, we're going to go ahead and talk about that infamous dock from part 3 where Jason shoots off that harpoon. All right, so it's not a harpoon, but yeah, it's cooler to call it a harpoon, isn't it? Yeah. So assembly here is reasonably easy. The two logs on the side, which are going to hold this thing up. Unfortunately, the slopes at the top, they're not facing the same direction, so the slope is a bit different. I wish they would have done that, but those just simply plug in on the side. The first time it was hard. After that, it's been easy. And then we do have that little lamp post, which regardless of it's going to be the first time or your 50th, it's hard to plug in, and then pulling it off is going to be even more difficult. So for this, I highly recommend heat application so this way you don't break anything. Once again here, the wood does look fantastic, and the little stone path leading up to the top of the dock looks great as well. Again, I wish there was a way they were able to get an actual lighting effect here, but that would have been very complicated to get that to work. I mean, yeah, I wish a lot of things, but yeah, I don't know. That's life, I guess. I just wish there was a way to get that to light up. Overall, it's pretty good. If you can get a water effect part, I wonder if you could do that. It would make the dock look that much better. The last thing in this set is going to be the Welcome to Camp Blood sign that is attached to the rock that we see Jason attached to sunk down to the bottom of Camp Crystal Lake, or to the bottom of your diorama that you're going to make, and I'll touch on that in a second. So this is the most complicated thing in the set to actually assemble, and I'm only going to show you the part to get Jason floating. So you're going to get a little plastic stick that plugs into the back of the rock, and how this is going to work is you're going to pop the head off of the Jason that you have, and once you're able to put the chain around the rock and put that plugged in and you're good to go, that chain wraps around your Jason's neck after you unplug the head, pop the head back on, and you can get Jason floating. Now, the reason why I say that this is complicated is that you're going to have to actually use heat to get that stick to plug into the rock, and that chain is actual metal. So as you're using heat, that will heat up the chain, and it's very difficult to hold that and plug in that stick at the same time, so definitely use caution here. Additionally, that chain for me was actually broken, and serious plug here, Big Bad Toy Store did me a huge solid, and this was broken for me relatively easy out the box. Yep. Very, 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 very easy to break here, so be careful. They actually were very awesome with customer service and sent me out a brand new one. So, yes, let that be a testament to them. Anyway, this portion of the Camp Crystal Lake accessory set is pretty neat, and I think this is probably the one that I'm going to get the most bang out of my buck for, because I use this actually for a Jason diorama lamp that I used when I just bought a fish tank. Got some gravel, some diorama stuff like flowers and logs and stuff, and I just threw it in there, and I actually have a whole video on how to make that. So several uses here, and you don't have to use any one particular Jason. You can use whichever one you feel most comfortable with to make Jason float underwater. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Overall, the Camp Crystal Lake accessory set comes with 3 iconic set pieces throughout Jason's history and can be used with pretty much any Jason action figure that you're going to have. Some of the drawbacks are basically just going to be in the small quality control issues that you're going to have. Unfortunately, the rock with the chain around it did break on me. Specifically, the lock did. So, yeah, that's not very fun. And there are no instructions on how to put anything together, so you're just going to have to use your intuition to put it together. Otherwise, once you have everything set up, just go ahead and throw it on the shelf, and you're going to make one awesome Jason display. Speaking of which, again, check out my ultimate display video on what accessories you should be using for your Jason figures. If you can find this for a reasonable price, absolutely pick this up. You will not regret it. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now you've heard a lot from me, I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.